Hi, this is Miss Malini, your Desi girl on Desi Hits, and look who's here with me in the studio today. I've got Rahul Bose. Yay! Everyone's very excited that you're on the show. You're here to talk about The Japanese Wife. So tell us a little bit about this movie.
The Japanese Wife is a love story.
Okay.
It is about a love story between a Bengali village boy in the Sundarbans and a poor Japanese girl in a village outside Yokohama. And that love story actually starts as pen friends when they're teenagers. You know how it is, back of a magazine you find some addresses and things. And they just start writing to each other. Kind of very... Most romances initially start off, even today, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's email, whether it's SMSing, whether it's, you know...
And don't you feel you can actually be a lot more open about your feelings when you're writing to someone as opposed to when you meet them in person?
Yeah, I definitely. There's no question about that. There are certain things that you can be witty and you can be charming and you can hide behind the fact that, you know, you don't show them your face or how you dress or how you smell or any of that stuff. And then it's similar here, but except what would normally result in people meeting and a romance blossoming and a relationship forming never happens in The Japanese Wife.
Right.
Because they're too poor to meet.
Yeah.
So they just keep writing letters.
What language do they write to each other in?
In English. So he doesn't know English and she doesn't know English. So they're both looking at dictionaries.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's looking at dictionary to find out how to say this word and she's doing the same thing. That's the language that binds them. And then one fine day they decide to get married. Through letters. She sends him a Japanese ring with her name on it, a silver ring, and he sends her sindoor. And conch shell bangles that the Bengalis give their wives to be. And that's how they get married.
Wow.
But over the years, she sends him winter socks because the winter's coming up and be careful, you always get a cold and remember to wear your monkey cap. And he sends her Ayurvedic medicines and all kinds of things. So it's almost, and the whole village knows that he has a Japanese wife. But it's unbelievable that this happens, and it begs the question about, you know, the physical needs of each of them. Into this world, Raima walks in, and she's a young widow who is the daughter of his Masi's best friend. He stays with his Masi. So she comes to stay with them because she's homeless and she has just a little son. And the dynamic of an actual woman for the first time in his life who's not his Masi, living in the house with him, versus this, you know, this virtual woman. And so, you know, that sets off a
sort of love triangle?
In this film, nothing is as desperate and as hard as that. Nothing is definite. It's all a little bit, could it, couldn't it kind of situation.
Did you meet your Japanese co-star? What was she like?
Yes, I met her, Chigusa. Chigusa is, doesn't speak a word of English. And, but I mean, we managed to communicate on a very sort of, what's the word, functional level. You know, in another world I would see her as sort of a young, clubbing, intelligent, very much a product of techno Japan's age. But when she becomes a Japanese wife, she played it like a sweet, untouched, just simple Japanese girl, village girl.
So, a love story like this, what do you personally think? Do you think love stories like this really exist, or is it only in the movies?
I think love stories of this temper, of this kind, exist. But they might not exist from the beginning in the same form. I'll tell you what I mean. Sometimes you see a couple that's 70 years old or 75 years old, and somehow they seem to have a kind of telepathic connection where they don't really need to do things or say things, but they are in love, and it's almost like a wonderful warm blanket, you know, on a winter's evening. That's the kind of love that they have, and you can see it, and you don't need to, you know, they perhaps don't need to meet or to physically express it, but to wonder if young people today could have this kind of a love, no. But I can guarantee you this: when you walk into that hall and you come out of the hall, you feel, I wish I had someone who loved me this much. Because this boy, his love for her he's a very gentle, very invisible, very unassuming, utterly ordinary person. But the love he has for this girl is very fierce.
Yeah.
It's very fierce, and it's very small and fierce. It's like a flame that's tiny, but it refuses. You can blow and blow and blow, and you can hammer the flame keeps burning. That's the most beautiful part, that you just feel like giving this boy a hug and saying, please, who's made you,
Oh, sweet.
It's
So is this movie going to make us cry?
Yes. Yes.
Even the boys?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, the boys will be choking it back, but the movie it's not a tearjerker film. It's not one of those oh my God,
Sure.
three hanky films. But it's a film that you might not cry, but your heart will break because it's so innocent. It takes you into a person that is in all of us, whether it's at work or whether it's at play or whether it's in our romance. There's an innocent human being, a deeply innocent human being in all of us, and whenever someone brings us face to face with that deeply innocent part of us, it breaks our heart because we wish it could all be like that.
Sure.
We wish our lives could be like that. And we know that we made the wrong choices. We know that we are sucked into the system, and we know that it can never be. But you turn on and thank this filmmaker for showing you that part of you.
Wow, sounds amazing. Comes out on the 9th of April. Go check it out. It's called The Japanese Wife, directed by Parna Sen. Do you have a message for all your fans on DesiHits.com?
Well,
watch the movie.
do you think I have any fans? Look, I've never in my life told anybody to watch anything that I've done. If you want to come, come. If you don't want to come, don't come.
Take your girlfriend. She'll love it.
Or your boyfriend.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I just want to say that this is a good one. This is not a good one. This is the best one I've done in my life. So if that matters for anything, go for it.
So keep watching. This is Miss Malini, your Desi girl on Desi Hits.